what should you be revising in the last 2 days of the exam? Now, these last 2 days are extremely important, very crucial, so you need to make the best of it. Now, ideally, by this time, you should have completed the final revision of the entire syllabus. So, in the last 2 weeks, you should be done with the final revision, and the last 1 or 2 days should be kept as a buffer to revise small things that you feel you might forget in the exam. So these last 2 days should be kept to revise all the factual information, all the information that is volatile. Now, why do I say so? Because in the last 2 days, if you go through all of this, it will be fresh in your short-term memory, and that is how you will be able to recall it effectively. Now is not the time to go in for any new information, because as I have said this earlier also, that your brain has got a limited capacity to store information. In the last 15 days, only and only the high yield important information should go inside your brain. Anything new that you put in right now will discard the important information, and that is not something that should be done. So make sure that in the last 15 days you don't go in for any new information, only and only revise the important topics. If you have made the notes, go through them, and only the high yield important topics. Now, ideally, what should be revised in the last 2 days is the important points. Now, in the last 15 days ka revision that you have done, the last revision, during that time you can do one thing. You can make a small notebook and you can write down the important points that you might feel you can forget. You feel that you can forget. So if you are revising anatomy and there are certain points that you feel you will forget, so note that down in the notebook. And in the last 2 days, this notebook will have all the points that you felt during the last revision that you can forget, and now is the time to revise all of it. So I had made my notebook, and this is what all I had written in it. So I had put in all the important points of all the subjects that I had revised. So this is physiology. In physiology, one MCQ that is very frequently asked is the excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters. So I had written that. Then this is the oxygen hemoglobin curve. Again, this is very important. So I had made the graph and all the important points. Then this is the respiratory capacities, functions of certain hormones in physiology, which is commonly asked. Then these are the hybrid muscles, again, which is an important topic. Then all the capsular patterns is asked. Then the different gait patterns. So there are a lot of abnormal gaits. So certain points that I felt I might forget. Trendelenburg gait is one important question that is asked. So I had written down that point. Then in physiology, again, the function of different hormones I had written in short. Cardiac cycle is one more important topic. So this was about physiology. Like that I had done for every topic. This is community. So in this I had written trimester wise changes. Now anatomical and physiological changes in each trimester is a huge topic. From that, all the important points I felt I might forget that I had written. Then the occupational lung disorders, the names are a little confusing, so that is what I had written. Then again, the levels of prevention, so the definition is asked. In neuro, the facial palsy, Bell's palsy, upper motor neuron, lower motor neuron, that is an again important question. So I had made a few diagrams. Different scales, grades, So everything that you feel you might forget, so based on your revision, everything that you think is difficult to remember, you can note it down. Now it is important that you don't write everything in that notebook. It is something that needs to be revised in the last 2 days, so keep that in mind. Only small points, important pointers, that is it. You don't have to make another big notebook which has all the information. It has to be very concise and very brief. Developmental milestones is one topic that is very volatile. So that is something that I had revised in the last 2 days only. Even if you study it earlier, it is difficult to remember. So it is important that you revise it at least in the last 2 days.